welcome to the WOD Pod. Join me as I sit down with CrossFitters, fitness experts, top coaches, professional athletes, and other well-known gym goers to listen to their journey through fitness. I really enjoyed sitting down with Jack and Myles to chat everything Hyrox, CrossFit, Foss and Midland Fitness Games. This month, Jack and Myles are hosting the 9th Midland Fitness Games, so we find out the history of their comp, the difficulties behind the scenes, and what we should expect to see at the same-sex Falls comp on Sunday the 12th of September. If you're competing, you're definitely in the right place as we get some insights into workouts, new equipment, and one naughty toaster bar buy-in. Enjoy. Series 3, Episode 11. Jack and Myles, thank you very much for joining me. How are you both doing? How was the drive up?
Yeah, good, mate. Well, not too bad for us. It's only about an hour and a half? 40 minutes. So yeah.
We're half an hour ahead, which is unusual for a podcast.
That's very unusual for Myles. As you'll probably will find out throughout the rest of the podcast.
Shout out to podcast sponsors Prep Kitchen, WOD Powders, and Lifted Brewing, and Elixir have also sent some cans. So would you like to caffeinate yourself for the episode?
Yeah. Repping NG24 as well.
Yeah, what are you going for?
Fruit twist.
Very.
Cheers,
Cool.
Ryan and Ben.
Yeah.
Some ASMR. You had it before?
In the sink as well. Yeah, so like we were saying earlier, they dropped off a crate at MFG
Last year
when they first started, because they're from our town. That's when to be fair, they've done very well since.
Yeah,
since
I feel
launching,
like the brand fits your bodybuilding style more than your CrossFit.
Yeah, I think that's their background as well, isn't it?
And they're both like go to the gym for
yeah.
aesthetics more than
Yeah.
CrossFit and functional training. So
exactly.
I do think that branding, especially when you look at the gyms like Ultraflex, like black red gyms, the cans kind of fit that narrative. So I think they've done well with that.
Yeah, no, they are smart.
First of all, how did you become friends? That's going to be my first question.
Do you want to start?
Yeah. I moved down to Newark from Scotland, and then because my missus was from there, so decided to, for years ago when I was in actually Whistler doing a ski season, I did my level 1. I wanted to open a CrossFit gym. I just didn't know where. So then I went back to obviously train at CrossFit Aberdeen for a while I played football, but moved down to Newark, and then when I opened that, Jack became a member from one of his phases, as we might speak about, which is priming his best man's speech the other month.
Yeah.
So he joined CrossFit, and then just became friends through that, really.
Yeah. I can't remember when that was.
It would have been before COVID.
Basically, I tend to go through a lot of phases.
Sporting.
And to be fair, I do stick with him for quite a while.
And he does pretty well at most sports.
Yeah, I did CrossFit first. So I came from originally a bodybuilding background.
Yeah.
Like physique stuff.
Yeah, I did like a couple of men's physique shows and stuff like that. So I was always like in the gym and stuff. And then I can't remember what first actually got me into CrossFit. I think it was how most people see the documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
And then went down.
Yeah, the first thing I remember is you posted like a grace time.
It was grace,
from a generic global gym with like non-bumper plates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, it was
Respectable time?
Not really, which is why
no.
I can't remember if he tagged me or something.
I think I responded, yeah.
I bannered him back saying any chance to come to get a
Yeah.
decent time with proper plates at a proper gym, and then soon enough his arm was twisted and he came down.
And that was it for like 5 solid years of.
Could have been. Did you call? I can't remember even when. I know you stopped leading up to.
Yeah,
York
I don't do too much CrossFit style stuff now. Too much is Myles' annoyance. I do a fair bit of like hybrid Hyrox.
Hyrox, yeah.
Bit of both kind of thing.
hybrid.
Yeah.
Hybrid athlete.
Whatever that means now.
Whatever that means.
This is what I said. It
just means I run at this
sounds
weight.
like
Which is what I've always
when I played
done
football,
anyway.
I did a bit of running, a bit of
Hybrid.
tennis, and I swam. So
Hybrid,
hybrid. So everyone was hybrid from like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Because like you'd play probably football in the morning, you'd probably play rugby in the afternoon, and then you'd play something on Sunday. So it's
Hybrid.
like everyone was hybrid back when you were 10 years
To be
old.
fair, I mean, I've always kind of dabbled with bits and bobs anyway.
I've
like triathlons, marathons,
fighting,
stuff.
boxer,
all that kind of stuff. So when I think
paddle.
paddle's new, but when I started training for the marathon, didn't I?
Yeah, you're
And that's when
marathon. You stopped.
I realised I couldn't carry on CrossFit at the same time as marathon training, and then it kind of just.
I feel like to get good at CrossFit, you can only do CrossFit.
Yeah.
I feel like to try and do
I,
anything else alongside it.
Yeah. I tried coming back for a bit, didn't I? Like just doing 1 or 2 sessions a week, and it was fucking killing me. Honestly, it was so tough on the body, and I was like, I've either got to commit back to this fully, like 5 days a week, or I've just got to do a bit of strength training around the running, and then obviously Hyrox is kind of good for that.
So Jack, the gym you joined, was that Foss Way?
Fossy way,
Yeah,
Foss Way. I nailed it.
nailed it. You don't ride a bikie. This is what I tell them. It's Foss Way. It's a silent E. So Foss Way.
That's because it's literally 5 minutes away from my house in Newark. So perfect location as well.
And how long have you had the gym?
10 years. We got our 10-year affiliate badge the other month.
Very nice.
Yeah, so it's been pretty hectic, to be fair. 10 years has flown by. So I got to 5 years. I was like, I think then COVID happened. Yeah. And then I was like, I'll just get to 10. That's a good landmark. Now I'm at 10. I'm like, what do I do now?
Yeah, what's next?
But like in that process, obviously, I think at one point when you were heavily into CrossFit, you came to me and was like, I want to get involved somehow. I've got a little bit of spare cash. Can I invest in the gym? And I was like, well, I don't need investment in the gym, but I've got this idea. And I'd had this idea for a comp for a while. So then kind of pitched it to him. We sat down, had a coffee, and I pitched it to him, and he was keen.
I was going to say, one of your next questions was probably how we started MFG.
Yeah, whose idea?
So Myles, I'd sold a house and moved back into one that I was renting out. So I had this like lump of money that I just didn't want to blow on.
Yeah, on going out and
and like, I have a 9 to 5, so which is fine. It's like a really good career in engineering, so I do that. But it's never been my passion. Like I've always been into fitness. I've always done bits of coaching on the side and this and that. So I wanted to do something that I love doing. So I approached Myles like, is there any way of like even like buying into the gym, or we get a bigger space or whatever? But the gym works really well as it is at the end, so it doesn't need any extra income or anything like that. So then Myles pitched the idea of he'd been thinking about doing a comp, blah, 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 but not really kind of gone into like the details of it much. Because we're in a good location as well. That was smack on the A1.
So
like,
central.
We'd been travelling to compete, obviously, like to Manchester for Brownhill. We'd done European champs when it was actually a decent comp down in Colchester. And like, I looked at Newark and obviously A1, A47. I was like, within a 60-mile radius, there was like potentially up to 100 CrossFit gyms. So then I pitched it to him, and I had the idea for a while, but I didn't have enough investment money to buy all the equipment, and then B, I didn't have enough time, so I needed somebody else involved. So it'd been going on in my head in the background a wee bit, and then just right timing, really.
This podcast episode is sponsored by WOD Powders. WOD Powders are a functional fitness nutrition brand. Their focus and productivity powder is a nootropic blend. It's called Optimal State, available in 2 flavors. It's designed to improve focus, improve concentration. It has research-backed ingredients, and it's a caffeine-free formula. Head over to wodpowders.co.uk to get yours today.
Yeah, and then we started getting ahead together and doing a lot of planning. And then we bought all the gear, didn't we?
Yeah, so we approached a couple of companies, like
equipment.
I probably won't name them. Like, but we approached them and like,
I feel where this is going. Don't mention it.
One was like, nah, we don't do that kind of thing, and I'm like, rocked up to a comp a couple months ago, and their equipment was there, and I'd spoken to somebody, and they're like, yeah, we just they just lease it to us, sort of thing. Then another company was like, we can give you the equipment, but you pay us 20% of the value of the equipment. I'm like, well, the total equipment, let's say, it was 30 grand.
I think it was more than that, you know.
And then I was like, well, 20% of that, that's 6 grand per comp. I was like, by the time we'd done 2 or 3 comps, we might as well just have our own kit.
Yeah.
So then we went hunting for kit, really, and Jordan Fitness did us a good deal on the equipment. We went down and collected it in some trailers and vans and stuff. So
I understand where some of these companies are coming from, I guess. Like they're putting a lot of trust in like this new, like we're trying to sell, and we had nothing to show for it. It was just an idea.
Comp one is always going to be
so like I understand the nerves behind it, but I didn't think it'd be that difficult. But yeah, Jordan Fitness were amazing, and they brought like a media team down and everything. They were really good. But we bought all the gear, and then COVID hit.
Oh wow! So this is 2019.
This was 2019. Yeah. So it's just before.
And we had sold tickets at this point. Yeah. So we had sold tickets. We had promoted it, and then COVID hit. And we refunded all the tickets, and we just had all this.
equipment.
Well, it was
Yeah.
weird, wasn't it? Because at first, no one quite knew what was going
Yeah.
on, and some events were still happening. I think Battle for Middle Ground had just done an event, hadn't they, like 3 weeks prior or something. We was like, oh, maybe we can still do it.
Sneak it in, yeah.
And then it was getting close. I was like, oh, fucking hell, this is making me a bit nervous, this is.
And we
then-
didn't want it to be as the first one. We didn't want it to
Yeah,
be a bit
like
half-assed.
half-assed.
Like, everyone's got to wear masks. You have to, like, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It wasn't...
So then we rearranged the date for good,
Was
what,
it the
3 or
April or
4,
something? Yeah.
3 months later, thinking, a little blow over.
pass,
Yeah. And obviously they got close to that, and obviously it was worse. Luckily, a lot of people did stay with us. Like, there wasn't many refunds, really, was there?
I mean, I think we dished out quite a lot.
Yeah.
And then we ended up, when we came back to being open again, we then resold
Yeah.
them all again.
Yeah.
But we hadn't spent the money. We
Yeah,
had it
just
in a
kept it
pot
there.
So
because
you
we
were
were
just waiting.
Yeah.
So
for-
it was fine. We could issue the refunds.
So then in the end, I think we ended up cancelling 3 events
Yeah.
before we'd even started, which was...
I mean, that's one way to build the hype.
I was like,
Yeah. Keep them.
what the hell have we... Yeah, I was worrying
Just
what to
teasing them with
post on
another comp.
Instagram. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking, I can't advertise anything.
Nah.
So that was like a bit nervy at the time.
So this is all 2020.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole of 2020. I
And
remember
obviously the gym was shut as well. So I was
Gym
like,
was
well, what's
shut.
going to happen when...
Yeah.
Luckily, what we did for the gym was we reduced our membership to half price.
And did kind of work from home, train from home.
I
and
uploaded
coaching.
a YouTube video every day of workouts and stuff, and everyone had equipment at
Yeah,
home.
we
So
were
I'm like,
covered.
well, obviously, some of our members are self-employed, so they had to cancel their memberships because they weren't getting an income
Yeah.
and stuff like beauty therapists, hairdressers, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I was like, well, what's going to happen with the gym? How long is this going to be? And then the comp was on pause. I'm like, we've obviously invested money into that,
Yeah.
but the good thing was our equipment was stored on like one of my father-in-law's in barns in a farm, so we weren't paying storage
Yeah,
for the
so
whole of COVID.
Kind
so
of.
I was like,
In hindsight, because the cost of equipment went
Wow,
through the
yeah.
roof during COVID. I don't know if you remember like home gym stuff,
Oh
like
my
cost
god!
of bomb.
I think I bought 2 dumbbells for like 100.
Yeah, it's meant
quid.
it was
And I was like, I just
crazy.
need something. I'm bored of picking up random objects. in
Yeah,
the house.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So luckily we had brought all ours, and the cost of, because we had the rig made and everything,
yeah.
we
Oh,
spent
that
fair,
worked well.
Yeah.
yeah, we spent. I mean, it was a lot cheaper. We spent a fair bit. I reckon if we'd done that after COVID,
Double. Yeah.
Yeah.
easy. Yeah,
we
easy.
did consider selling all
I was
the
going to say,
equipment
nice
during-
double.
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah.
then we were like, well, how will we get it back to run the comp? And then obviously the prices double, so actually we just
Yeah.
we sat on it.
Yeah.
We did think like,
Yeah.
could we sell all the barbells in
Yeah.
place? Because what do we have, like 30 barbells?
Yeah, we started off with 15 lanes.
Yeah.
That was the original idea.
And Jack, you're still working as an engineer now.
Yeah, I still
okay,
work.
fine.
Oh, yeah. So I still work full time in engineering now, structural engineering. I've actually last year I also decided to get my PT qualification as well.
Right.
So I now PT in the mornings, basically up until 9 o'clock, then go to work full time, and then still have to try and find time to train myself.
And then organise a comp.
Oh yeah, and then organise
In
a
your-
comp as well.
in your actual spare time.
Yeah. So it's chaos, but I probably won't have it
Any
any
other
other
way.
way. Yeah, I do like it.
So first Midland Fitness Games, when did it end up being?
So it would in 2021, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were still in lockdown in April. So was it in October? It was teams of 4.
Yeah, so
That was our first one.
Teams of
Yeah,
four,
it must have been October.
October 21.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
believe so, yeah.
Yeah,
How did it go?
Yeah, it was good.
it was unbelievable.
It was busy.
Yeah, we couldn't quite believe what we'd achieved at the time. I remember we sat and spoke, didn't we, at the end of it? I had a beer and that together, and we're just like far
Yeah.
exceeded our expectations. Like, because it's like, when you just have an idea
Yeah.
and it's just in early stages, you designing logos and how it's going to work. You don't.
And you can kind of visualize it, but until you actually see it, you see
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
competing and
The idea was to create like a feeling of a comp that's almost like your, let's say, strength and depth, and that like an elite style feeling for a
Your
very
average
low
kind of,
entry
Yeah.
price for your normal
average
CrossFitters.
CrossFitter. Yeah.
yeah, because we didn't want.
So
Yeah.
so like we still have RX categories and we still want that popular, but our so we find is that main categories that are popular, which we can go into which why is intermediate and scaled, but we wanted it like the venue's big, like you've got your like athlete room in the back where
Yeah.
we do the briefing and people can stay away from the noise. So it's not like your local box comp. which are obviously brilliant, and it's not like your NEC.
Yeah.
It's that middle where for a good price ticket, you can
that's
get
what we
like a
wanted,
good experience.
Yeah.
We didn't want it to feel like there's obviously loads of great box comps around, but we didn't want it. We wanted it to be very different to that, but almost appeal to the same people that go to them. So we didn't want to have like qualifiers and stuff like that where it made it like elitist to get in or whatever it may be. So we had a set amount of tickets, like first come, first served.
We don't charge entry for spectators, which was again one of our kind of USPs. We wanted it to be busy and we want people to come spectate. Like when we went qualify for one comp, the spectator ticket was 50 quid. And like,
it's madness.
Without sounding like a bit of a dick, I don't want to pay 50 quid to watch him work out. I'll pay 20 quid to watch him work out. But if you're coming to the event, we'd rather it be busy with spectators and family. And
I think my argument as well on that would be, if you're spending £50 to get in, you're probably then not going to spend money at the vendors to buy clothing, bags, whatever.
Yeah. And like, even if you've got like, 200 people spectating and you charged, it's not that much money you're actually getting anyway. And you've then got to man that, and like, there's all that kind of stuff that goes on the side and people don't quite think about.
You get the people coming at like midday when they think no one's at the ticket thing to try and get in. Also, we've got like the big roller shutter, we've got heaps of fire exit doors, which generally April and October is quite warm, so we have them open. So people will sneak in anyway, so we're like, right, we'll just go spectators for free.
But the main reason is because we wanted the community down there.
We're
really nice people.
Of course.
And what's worse than a dead looking comp?
Exactly. Like
for like the videos and the media and stuff.
And for the athletes competing, you want to look around and see loads of people still watching you.
And
to be fair, feeling of
we've been lucky every time, haven't we? Like we've always had a lot of people turn up.
Yeah.
And like the way we set out the event floor, like it does feel like a proper big comp, doesn't it? Like proper lanes, big rig, everything's.
So.
That's me.
I hope
going
so.
off what I think. But everything's like branded a certain way. Like when you go to like graft events, it's all branded very well. Everything's like kind of black and white. There's no like random weird posters and banners in the sides and stuff like that. So it took a while to get there.
Yeah, like the first one we had a few banner sleeves, and which was like your average CrossFitter YouTube
channel.
Our event, blah blah. But the majority of barriers were just the metal barriers.
Yeah. I like how we still skip past the YouTubers.
And we still thought it looked really good.
Yeah, at the time.
And then after, I think, the second event, we got banner sleeves. And then we put them up and we were like,
look back at photos.
That makes a massive difference.
It's shocking them before. But at the time, it's this is amazing. We've got all these, like, they weren't even like proper Barry sleeves, were they? They were like, just like chucked over the banners and they had like our logos on. Yeah, that's amazing, that is. And then, 2 years later, you get, you have to wait till you get money in to reinvest it, because Barry sleeves, like,
they're expensive,
cost a bomb. Cost a bomb. And you need 70 of them because you don't want like random ones just in the middle. Yeah, exactly. So then that's like, well over $1,000 and stuff. Yeah. That's stuff people don't see. But it made a massive difference.
And then you rely on them, like we researched the barriers, and it sounds kind of stupid, but barriers are a genetic size.
Standard size, yeah.
But then even if there's a slight like centimeter difference in the sleeves, so some of them are fit well, and some of them are like you're yanking them on, but again, that could have been potential wasted money. Or there's like a couple different options of barriers, and we're like, well, what were the ones do we have? Like, so we had to like little things like that.
This podcast episode is sponsored by Prep Kitchen. Prep Kitchen are a meal prep company delivering high protein, super tasty, convenient meals. My favourite at the moment, the buffalo chicken mac and cheese, unbelievable. Macros, 45 grams of protein, 506 calories, can't go wrong. Head over to Prep Kitchen to get yours today. So you're coming up to event number 9?
Yes. Yeah.
How will it compare to event 1 in terms of, what do you think are the biggest changes?
Definitely equipment-wise.
Equipment-wise, we've added, like we had, so for say, our rig height, we were like, how do we get the right height for the rig? Because obviously people we based off
small females, tall males.
Yeah.
You can have a
tallest lad in my gym is 6'4". Smallest lady is probably 5'1" or 5'2".
He's probably going to say the same as what I was, but honestly, some of the stuff people come out with.
So we were like,
we've clearly fucking thought about this.
Yeah. So we were like, we need the bars one height, because I've been at a comp previously and like they had different height bars, and you're in a lane and you get stuck on a low bar and your feet are hitting the floor. Yeah. So like, we'll just have it a standard height. Then obviously people need to get up to it. You understand that. So then I think the first time we potentially stacked plates,
No. We had the pegs from the start.
Oh, we had pegs. Well,
so we had these pegs welded, and we sorted it out with the smallest female in our gym. They were like 600 or 700 mil off the floor. So you could put 1 foot on it, step up, grab the bar. Obviously, you can't have a big guy hanging off the bar, dragging his feet or whatever.
Yeah, so it has to be high.
So it has to be high. It has to be that high.
In our opinion.
Yeah. Well, no. I think it does has to be high. And then everyone, and I remember the first cut, I was like, oh, the rig's too high. The rig's too high. Well, it's not for that 6'6" dude over there who's struggling. So then everyone was stacking plates up and stuff.
Which is dangerous. Yeah. Obviously, if you fall off the rig, catch the corner of the edge of the plate. Then. So then we got some pads in from the gym, but then there wasn't enough. So then we got polystyrene boxes in, which were good. But then we've added that by covering them, so they've got our logo on and everything. So they look really class good, now. Yeah. So it's
like visually as well. The event looks loads better than what it does.
Yeah.
Like I guess the core of it is still very similar. Like we still have the 5 workouts, whether the 4 main workouts, the floating WOD.
Yeah.
Kind of this. We've evolved the warm-up area. The warm-up area is massive. So it's evolved in like a healthy way.
Yeah.
But in terms of like size-wise, we've got a bigger rig, so we can go up to 20 lanes, and we've brought extra bars and extra plates and stuff. But we never wanted to. We've been to comps where you could go and a workout could be like 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
There's 4 of them. Like, how are we going to do a 4-minute workout? Yeah. And then you're off the floor, then you're waiting for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to have like 7 or 8 heats where everyone's waiting to go again and workouts are dead short. So we've been pretty tight with it. Like we've always said, like this is the amount of tickets. We're not going to go any more of them. I think we tried one year to have. We try and have an extra heat
or something.
And I think it was just it was really tight. And we always get praised.
So he's a stress head, and I'm laid back, and everyone. I'm usually laid back.
Just being laid back and just
So he's like,
Myles knows that Jack's got it covered. So
if
I can't sort it, if he can't sort it, I can't sort it. So
it works quite well. Whereas he's like organised, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. We'll just kind of do this, do that. So he does the organised side, I do the CrossFit side. So like, he's pestering me like 3 months before. Have you got any workouts? You got anywhere? I'm like, mate, it's fine. I'll get the workouts. Don't worry. Because I like to trial them. I like to see if they're.
He likes to try them a week before the event.
Hard enough. Blah, blah, blah. So like, there's a lot of thought into it, but
I just like everything organised. Like I deal with all the Team Aritas stuff, email, and all that kind of stuff, heat times, how the day's going to run.
We want to be a comp that runs on time, and we don't want any longer than a 2-hour wait between WODs because I hate hanging around at a comp.
Yeah.
Like when you're trying to eat, when you're nervous, and it's your first comp or a second comp, I still get nervous at comp. So it's like that whole hanging around, an adrenaline spike and dump and everything. I'm like, right, we don't want it longer than 2 hours in between heats. Blah blah blah. We have a short lunch break because if you're in heat 1, workout 2, and you're working out at like 10 o'clock, and then there's an hour lunch break, you've trained like an hour.
Yeah.
So like we have a quick half-hour lunch break for the judges.
Just mainly for judges. Yeah.
But then it means that heat 1 isn't waiting around again for ages. And to be fair to him, every comp, and most people have said, and even like vendors and like DJs and stuff,
we've never ran over.
We always end at like 4 p.m. Podium's done by 4:30.
Yeah, if we've ever fell behind on times, we've always made it up.
Yeah.
So to be fair, I do pride myself on that.
You are good at that. I'll give you that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no worries.
I always think with comps, it'd be nice to be a 3-event comp and start at like 10. Because I think, right, that's just me arriving at a comp. I have to get there, so set up at 7, turn up for the comp, do your briefing at 8, first workout, everyone's half asleep.
Yeah.
You do your first workout, you finish it, and you think, right, I'm kind of ready for my comp day now.
Yeah.
Could we not have just skipped that morning workout and just started at 10?
I know what you mean, but I guess it's in like value into it.
And then you've got to
try and justify a ticket cost.
Because
we've been pretty good with ticket. Like we pride ourselves on keeping it pretty low, really. Like we're like 60 to 65 quid a ticket.
Yeah.
We look at some comps and they're,
everyone's
80,
100 quid a ticket.
Yeah.
And like we could do that and rake in more money, but you've got to provide extra value for that. And I know we potentially would like a comp that pays that because we was paying 60 quid 5 years ago, going to Castle Games and stuff. So like,
well, if you look at Brownhill, Athics, Castle Games, I mean, they're all now £100 plus per person.
You look at things like Hyrox.
Oh,
I've just paid 130 quid for a ticket
for an hour workout.
Well, it might be sub-hour, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you know what I mean? And you're in and out, and no one bats an eyelid. They're making millions every single event.
Which, in a way, I can appreciate, because some people are like, CrossFit comp is so long and blah, blah, we get home and that. You're in and out in an hour. But for me, and you might only work out in a CrossFit comp an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes, depending on the programming. But
divided over 4 workouts.
Yeah.
So it is it's comp floor time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you add up before workouts and what you're getting there.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want 4-minute workouts and you go 60 minutes on
exactly.
floor.
Yeah, which we've had before at events.
Yeah.
And been a bit like, we just spent £100 on a ticket and we've done 35 minutes of working out.
So October. How's the comp looking, Myles? We got the workouts ready.
He was like, and he said to me the other day, I was like, "Have you got any drafts?" I was like, bring the drafts."
Can we get some insider information?
So insider information is this time there'll be no ergs in the main floor. So we're going to have to get a bit creative. But for the first 2,
So there 2 comp floors.
So we got a floating one. We've always done like a floating one.
Yep.
So they'll come in, register, and then you book your floating WOD time. So it allows us to have more scoring events to then average out. So you're testing everything.
It's always worked for
in our theory. And so for your example, your question of why can't we just do 3 WODs and start later? Because then in my opinion, the scoring isn't then balanced unless you have a double scorer or things like that. So we'll always have a double scoring event on the main floor, and then the floating WOD. So it then totals like 7 scoring events.
Yeah, I mean sometimes the floating WOD's a double scorer as well, isn't it? Like, so there's like sometimes 7 or 8 opportunities to score. So it's not like just favoured towards the big guy.
Yeah.
You are credit where credit G is very good at.
I think the more disciplines you can put in, the more the fairer the test.
Yeah. Everyone's still going to moan though.
Yeah.
There's always going to be.
Yeah, because if there's slightly more of a strength workout. If there's 2 strength workouts, suddenly it's your Hyrox are livid, and if it's too many ergs,
it's the hard. Well, I don't know which is the hardest, but either getting volunteers is always hard and difficult.
Yeah,
just dealing with people and comments,
queries. Yeah, I mean,
and sometimes you almost feel like you've got to justify yourself. I'm not going to go off on one, but there's a reason why we do everything. Everything we do or program, there's always a very valid reason behind it, whether it be a certain amount of equipment or a certain amount of time or whatever it might be. There's always a reason behind it. And then people will comment as if you haven't thought about it. I'm no, we've done this quite a while now. We know what works. We know what doesn't work.
And we've trialed it.
And we've trialed it. We know this. We've multiple teams at Foss and stuff. And yet you still get maybe you should have done this. You should have done that. I'm like, we've been planning this for 6 months, mate.
Just
thought about it.
Yeah, stay out of it.
Yeah,
But I think you need to justify it, unfortunately. Because when you do it, they go, all right, got it.
Well, this is it. We've never had an event where someone's come to us after and gone, oh, no, I didn't like them workouts. Yeah. It's always been, oh, wow, that was actually programmed really well.
The way my theory is that I hate going to a comp and then not being able to train for the next 4 days because I'm so sore on, let's say, my quads. So I try and make it balanced that they shouldn't then be too sore to go into the next week's training.
I don't think I've ever done a comp and not felt like that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
I'm leaving everything on that last workout. That's how it should be. So.
But I'm hoping you could then be back in by Tuesday and still train semi-normally. There was someone... There was one the other day and it was what someone from my gym did. And I was like, that's quads. All workouts is just super quaddy. So we try and make it balanced or at least split it so that you're not all, obviously teams of 4, you can pick the balance as you like.
We've introduced a bit more running recently.
Yeah, we try and mix it up. We had Versa Climber 1 year, sponsored it. Yeah, and they came in with the Versa Climber and the float WOD so that no one could practice that.
Yeah.
We were the first UK event to have a Versa Climber in, because I think they were trying to get into CrossFit gyms, weren't they?
Just trying to break.
I don't know how that would work, but they were trying to basically break into the UK market.
How did it work in the workout?
It was really good. So we had it in the floating WOD because obviously we couldn't set up 16 Versa Climbers. It would have been a nightmare. So we had 3 stations in our WOD 5 area. What was it? Versa Climber and was it Max Bench?
I think it was
two very rogue things together.
Yeah.
So no one could really prepare for it. So you all could rotate on the bench as much as you possible, and then you just had to accumulate max distance or max meters climbed on the vertical. Oh, mate,
I think
it was killer.
Was it 3 rep max or 1 rep max bench? I think it was 1 rep max bench.
No, it was 3, I think.
Was it 3?
I think it was 3, yeah. But it was great. It was so good. It worked really well in that.
Yeah, also
5.
people train 1 rep max. No one trains 3
Yeah.
rep max.
Yeah.
Like, no one's, if you do bench press, all you're doing is your 1 minute.
But it worked out really well. Vertical climber were great as well. We was allowed to try out like a vertical climber beforehand, so we could like actually program the WOD and what it would feel like.
They are.
Yeah, tough.
Sort of harder than you think. Like, or people first thought. And no one could practice it, so it's quite good. So it was a level playing field. Like, there was no bias that we don't have them in our gym and they do. So, and we didn't announce it until like a couple of weeks before.
We left that as a bit of we normally leave WOD 5 as a bit of a surprise. Not too much of a surprise because people get very anxious.
People are messaging, like, a month before, any chance of some of the WODs? And I'm like, no, why? And they're like, so we can practice them. I'm like, a comp's not about practicing the WOD.
You should be ready for anything.
Yeah, they're like, you're the only comp that doesn't release them a month before. I'm like, well, no, definitely not.
No. Every comp releases them the week of.
Yeah.
Mate, every year.
That's what we thought.
Every event, it's the same thing. It's the same thing in it. When are we getting workouts? I'm like, when we post them, I'm like, we're not going to just randomly release them.
I just think it's quite good. Sometimes some comps just release them on the day.
Yeah.
And it's like,
we'd love to do that.
Yeah.
We'd love to do
The
that.
outcry would be mental.
Yeah. Not worth the hassle.
Although I'd say I'm relaxed, that he's like stressed. When it comes to like Instagram comments or that, I'm like, it just snaps me straight away.
I have to turn my phone off.
And everyone's like, you need to calm down. I'm like, I can't calm down. Have you seen me? And I'm there, and then I'm like,
delete.
I'm like, calm the business head on. Don't.
Yeah. To be fair, once you explain yourself, like you're very good at explaining like the methodology behind the workout, and then they're like, oh, okay, fair enough. But it just takes that explanation sometimes.
So the insight we've gone on a roundabout here. There's no ergs this time.
So no ergs
on the main floor, but there probably will be.
There will be ergs in the WOD 5 area thing. So that means
so your floating workout will have an erg.
Yeah.
At least one. We don't know what it'll be yet.
Okay.
At least one.
Because we like to kill people in that.
I'll release the podcast the week of before the Fitness Games, so that if we do say anything, it doesn't really affect what's going to happen.
Okay, well, we can. Do you want to go into that?
Potentially. So I spoke to a guy from Ergshoot. So Ergshoot seems to be as big. So I found it like
a while ago, wasn't it?
4 months ago or something.
And now they've just done 2 or 3 comps.
Yeah, so they did Sid, and then at Wadapalooza, they were at the CrossFit Masters Games as well. So one of my athletes got to the CrossFit Masters Games. So we've been coaching her 9 years. She was in the 45 to 49 category. So we went over to Ohio 2 weeks ago, and we were speaking to Matt from Ergshoot. And so they potentially are coming for the floating WOD.
Oh, nice.
Which is quite good because, again, it's been at Sid for the elite guys, and it's at Wadapalooza. And so it is, again, bringing something to like your mid-range comp for people that would potentially never get to use it.
So very different. Like,
in a comp scenario. So
I feel like Ergshoot will be better received by an intermediate level athlete than an elite, because an elite will be frustrated.
They can't showcase that skill.
I've been practicing all year to a top level, and now I might get caught out by firing a gun.
Exactly.
Whether an intermediate's going to go, I'm not even trained for this comp. Yeah. I might have a shot at winning it.
Yeah, exactly. No pun intended.
Well, I might have a shot.
But do you like that?
Yeah.
But that's why we were thinking of doing it in the floating WOD, because like realistically to set up,
at full
16 whatever targets, it would be a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a little bit like it will showcase what they can do as well, because there might be comps in the UK that want to use them as well, and it gives them a bit more kind of exposure.
He's trying to branch it off into affiliates almost, where affiliates can then buy the guns and the targets and start to include it into WODs in the gym. So that's I think his long-term goal when we were speaking at the games and on the phone before we went out. So I just had a message from him last night, so we're just confirming final details. But hopefully they'll be in the floating WOD.
Still struggle to see how the shooting is fitness.
So I see if you look at the methodology of CrossFit, accuracy and coordination, balance and fitness and everything, and the accuracy does come in, and obviously Americans love it. Hence why they were at the way I saw it was at like a NorCal event, and Jacob Hepner likes it. But then, and there's like the tactical games in America where they do fitness and actually shoot targets. So like I can see why Americans love it, but they've gone for the obviously safety side, and the UK is a bit more strict on
anti-gun
gun laws.
yes,
So a laser gun works.
Yeah.
So and
But yeah, I'm,
So I
I'm
can see
kind
the
of
path.
with you. Yeah, it's,
So I remember French Throwdown. Dan Ty went and did it. And
yeah.
There was a workout where it was erg shoot to a target, and I think there was 8 shots, and every one you miss was 5 burpees.
Right. Okay.
So I think Dan's first round missed every single one.
Oh,
right. So he's hitting 40 burpees. Some of the other guys,
that's workout over, isn't it?
they were hitting every target,
Yeah.
and then it was 4 rounds, and each round you only did a 400-meter run. So these guys were straight off in the 400-meter run. Dan finishes burpees. These guys are coming back.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's no way
way.
I can catch up.
And
So
it's-
he was like, it was frustrating that I lost an event based on me not hitting the target.
Yeah.
When my fitness on the run might have been there.
I think that's why it would be
So-
good to have in the floating one as well. So you're not out on the main comp floor. It's not going to affect an overall workout. It's just kind of
Separate.
get to have a go on it. But yeah, it's good to showcase.
The floating one,
different.
we've always had something like a little bit, like we've had the worms there sometimes.
Always been something a bit different.
Versa climber, bench press. We try to make it a little bit different from what you normally see on the main floor. But I think it'll be all right. Like, to be fair, our athlete did try it at Sid and before the games, but she said it was like ski erg 200 meters and then 5 targets, 200 meters. Every target you missed, you had a 10-second penalty. And she would have won that if her shooting was on point. But she came second or third, and she was happy. She was fine about it. She wasn't taking it too seriously. But I can see why if you are. But
I tell you what, if you do the shooting workout and you do shit, you're probably going to want your gym to start buying them so you can practice.
Well,
so I feel like it is a great, it's a great sales pitch, because if you do shit in your workout because of a shot, you're going to go right.
Especially if it takes
I need
off,
to practice this,
and you know it's going to appear in other
someone's
comps.
going to moan they're not calibrated the same.
Well,
they had the red gun. I had
Be
the
ready
blue
for this,
gun.
guys.
Yeah,
Your gun's better than mine.
Yeah, his had a double
that's,
side. I don't know.
But yeah, that's something different as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Run about.
This podcast episode is sponsored by WOD Powders. WOD Powders have just released their protein coffee, combining grass-fed bovine collagen with True Star instant coffee, rich, smooth Colombian coffee. Head over to wodpowders.co.uk to get yours today.
We'll probably get everyone in, and we briefly mentioned
Yeah, I know we mentioned the relay.
didn't we?
I don't know whether you've got that.
I spoke to you,
Decide.
didn't I?
So we usually try, because we've got a good loop around. You leave through the shutter, you go around the building, you come in the fire exit, and it obviously he likes running. I'm okay at it, but it's not one of my. I don't enjoy it, but we wanted to include it.
Yeah.
But we were like, how can we do it so it's the same distance so no one moans? So obviously the full loop allows people to leave the lanes and come back in, and no one moans that someone's closer to the shutter than me. So we've got a good loop, but we can extend and shorten the loop as needed. But really,
so some kind of relay where we mentioned like carrying a tub, didn't we?
Yeah. So
like WOD Powders.
because at District L they had it was a trail run into a swim into a run.
Yeah.
And you basically, I think, 2 ran, but with a rope.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did that. Oh no, you weren't there. I did that at District 10.
So I think with
make
the
the team.
rope,
Thanks, mate.
Didn't make the team.
so the rope was like the method of showing where you're at and that your team member can't leave.
Yeah.
And then when you got the bit that was flawed was you just basically you just went over and just tagged the swimmer. But there were so many people running in that if you were the swimmer, you could just set off. There was no method of you actually have to pass them something.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So when all the runners came in, I mean, I'm sure people did it. I waited until my partner did, but people were I didn't even see anyone tagging. They were just running and just setting off on the swim.
Yeah.
So then they come in. So I think something like a baton.
Do you want to call anyone out?
No, I'm not. Do you
know who they are?
I mean, if I thought about it, and I was quite competitive, there were people that are super competitive. I was like, he's just gone.
Yeah,
He's just gone.
I probably would have ran out.
I think it was you.
Yeah, probably was. But yeah, I just thought we mentioned to Jack, some form of baton. And then I was thinking, for photos, how heroic would it be that if you are just running along with your electrolytes?
I think it's a great idea. Yeah.
Just be prepared for my hands are too small. I can't grip round it from certain people.
Mate, you
I
should
can't
give
grab
it
it. I can't pass it. That's
you should give them a massive tub of protein, and so they've got to carry it with 2 hands and make it hard to run.
Bounce on their head.
Yeah, we could say it's going to be tough offshore. Then when they come playing, we go, we've got you. It's actually a small electrolyte. So there you go. So then
something like that would be very good.
Yeah.
And they say stuff like that is good.
I think it would just be
socials as
just,
well,
just
innit?
good. And then on that note, we've got the Vim Toaster Bar,
Yes.
Midland Fitness Games.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's the new peach mandarin. I got you both a tub of that.
Where's
for
the
you to
Iron
try.
Brew one?
The Iron Brew we've got in WOD Fuel, not electrolytes. But yeah, you need to try that.
I need to try that.
Yeah. So Midland Fitness Games collab.
Yep.
Because it's Vim Toaster Bar, obviously I can't use the word Vimto, but it tastes like Vimto. I'm hoping there's going to be a workout with Toaster Bar in.
We can
Generally there is, but yes, there certainly
make
is.
sure that's
So-
There will be.
This is just a suggestion. Hopefully it happens. But
Vimto
I did
needs to
a comp at Black Wolf, and it was 100 Toaster Bar buy-in. It was teams of 3, so you can split between the 3 of you however you wanted. The Toaster Bar buy-in was really interesting because people thought, it's 30 Toaster Bar.
Yeah.
Easy. That fries you for the rest of the workout.
Midline gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then it makes the rest of the workout hard. So I was hoping you could maybe do a Toaster Bar buy-in.
Yep.
I was thinking 50 as a buy-in,
50, all right. Let me write it down. Just so I know.
potentially 60. See what
You
I
think there's 4.
So there's 4
there's 4
people.
people.
So you could do.
So 60 would be.
60 would work well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 15 each, or 30,
Synchron?
depending on how you want to break it.
Are we synchron?
I think just one person does it.
Okay.
But if anyone decides to do the full 60 unbroken, they get a tub of WOD. They get a Vim Toaster Bar electrolyte tub
What
on
you
the
could
house.
do is intermediate and scaled could be accumulative throughout the team individually, and then RX you could potentially do that. Synchro. We've done that before, haven't we?
Yeah.
But
Not
even
as
in
That'd be cool.
So in intermediate and RX, if we see a full 60 unbroken
From one person.
from one person,
What about with scaled? Because they're knee raises. What are you gonna?
so maybe you could do a 30. Oh no, they're going to be knee raises.
Yeah. So 60 is still fine. It'll still stay the same rep scheme.
You can do 60 knee raises too. That's going to be a lot. I'm going to get a lot of these.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
It's just fucking stack of electrolytes in the car.
Well, we could just say it's for Toaster Bar, not knee raises. It's for Toaster Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
For the Toaster Bar element, if you go full 60 unbroken, it's a tub of
Like I said, it's not
guaranteed.
It's not Vimto's knees to chest, is it?
It's not Vim.
Vim knees to chest.
So does that mean? Well, we can't put toast bar on scale because then
No.
No. So scale just
But
don't.
then one's and they go, but why are RX getting rewarded with supplements and we're not? We pay the same price. This is what we have to deal with.
You've got to be. You would be better.
So
So in RX.
Just try harder. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That'll work. Yeah.
All right. So, 60 toast bar check-in. Had you thought of anything else?
No, I just wanted the buy-in.
Okay.
And then the rest of the workout is
I
done.
like that. Yeah.
So because if you have to drop and switch 15, if someone does do all 60, the other 3 can be ready on the worm or whatever that next element is. They can be primed on an assault light or whatever. It won't be ergs, but whatever the next bit will be. This person could just go 60 drop, and then these guys can just blitz through it.
Yeah.
So it may be that if someone does go 60, they're not needed necessarily.
Yeah, we have had cases like that before.
We're going to explain that in the brief as well. Yeah.
So, but I'll let you do that. Come on with the rest of it.
You'll find out a week before the work.
Yeah, 60 is hard. I know people can do it. There was a toaster bar challenge, like I said, in Ohio, and someone had got like 81 unbroken toast bar. I'm like,
So
now 81.
I feel like between 50 and 60 is your perfect area.
No, I wouldn't get 60 for sure.
We could potentially look at 50 if you think it's.
Yeah, the challenge is there. You don't want to be getting out 10 times.
It's your product.
I don't want to make the challenge where people go, I can't do 60, and no one does it. I want someone to try and go for it.
Yeah.
So whether you think 50 is more appropriate, I mean,
Well, I think there's a.
how many teams in RX? Because if everyone did it,
there's not loads, like 7 or 8 at the minute.
oh, let's make it 50.
Yeah.
I want people to try and get 50 broken.
RX is we said this earlier, like it's always like an odd category. Sometimes it's packed. Sometimes whether there's events on similar time or they're concentrating on something else, or there's that many events out there at the minute. Intermediate and scaled, always like full to the brim.
Someone's told me, to get RX people, you need to reward prize money. And then, because that obviously brings them in. But then I'm like, well, the ticket price would then need to increase.
Yeah.
Or we'd have to get in a bigger sponsor to provide money. Or I said, then how do you reward RX money and not intermediates and not scale? Because they're still paying the same ticket price.
If they're paying the same price.
They're still doing the same workouts. And then some people that unfortunately will never be RX athletes.
Yeah.
But they still want to compete. So then they're never getting that reward, which is why we started doing like a Spirit of the Games award. Because then you can go to an event, you might not podium, but you still get the feeling that you've won something.
It's like we had the girls from CrossFit 17.
they're
Ether
like
messages. We had
16-year-olds or 15-year-olds.
15, 16-year-olds, their first ever event. Can they come and do it? Like, I'd love them to come down to you because Mansfield always bring 17, always bring loads of people down. I was like, yeah, of course, like absolutely. And they, to be fair, they smashed it, didn't they? They did absolutely everything during the. I think I can't remember if it was intermediate or scaled.
Yeah.
So we presented them with the spirit of the games, and they were like over the moon. Like, it's just little things like that. Like, it gives people something, and you want people to be nice to your judges, and cause that's another thing as well. Like, people to some people are knobs to the judge. So like, you want people to like be conscious of that, and we've done it for the last 4, 5 events now, haven't we?
Yeah.
And get like a little plaque that they can go in the gym. It's pretty cool.
And we still want to make it challenging for our ex-athletes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But it seems to be the quietest category. But also then people, we find, because we don't do qualifiers, we'll see, let's say, for example, the guy...
I know you are that.
Let's say, for example, Ethan from CrossFit 17, most people know him. Let's say they see that he's signed up to RX, they're like, well, he's going to have Joe Hurley in the team, and he's going to have 2 crazy girls. We're just going to go intermediate to try and win that. So then if you then arrange money for every category, people will be like, well, they're in that category, I'm going to drop down to try and win the money there, which they do anyway to just win a goodie bag.
Which is why you tend to see prize money is for RX and RX only, because it stops people just sandbagging it and dropping it.
So they even sandbag it for the free t-shirts and goodie bags that we provide.
We have people like...
Oh, no.
Good say.
So we make sure that if somebody is on the podium, we're like, right, we'll see you in the next category higher up. Yep. Obviously, then they might have different teammates, so might stay in the same category. But
you worded that better than what I was going to word it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I do like putting spot prizes, not necessarily for the podium.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I'll do creatine for the biggest lift, because often the biggest lift doesn't actually podium. Like the bigger lifters tend to.
We'll definitely probably have some kind of max lift style event, won't we?
Style event,
this year. So we're not sure what that will be.
We always do, but
we do some quite cool events actually. When it comes to the max lift, that have been different, haven't they? Like percentages of stuff, and then we did. Logistically, it was
class.
It was a fucking nightmare, mate. It stressed me out.
It was like,
so whatever your score was in this max lift event, the weight.
Percentage
of what you did was then used in another WOD. So then we had to kind of like...
he was stressing.
Great, if you like... So people were like writing the scores on the back of like the clipboard and stuff, and then when they got to the WOD, you had to make sure you had the...
So the heavier you lifted in WOD 2 was make WOD 4 harder. But then you obviously want a heavy lift in WOD 2 to get a good score. But then that makes WOD 4 harder. So for me, I was buzzing off it. He was stressing because...
No, I think it's great. I really like it.
Yeah, you try organising it.
Yeah, I know. I can see that's what happens.
It's like, is that the right score?
Some of the times I'm like, what can I do just to line Jack up on the organisation scorecard?
To be fair, when you first suggested the run, I was a bit like, people going outside, what if it rains, blah, blah, blah. And it worked out fine. But then it did rain. It did piss it down one year. We had to swap it for burpees.
Yeah. And then last year...
it's been...
Sometimes you've got a backup plan.
Yeah.
Last year it rained for one heat only. But it rained like torrential. Like they all came in soaked. But the heats before and after them was just fine. It was like a 10-minute downpour.
It was so good.
And you've probably had 2 heats in the same category that will have had completely different conditions. Then you've had all the people that were raining going, that's not fair.
Oh, mate, some of this... We've had some stuff, where we've had like boxes and lanes for like box jumps, and then you go to the rig and like the boxes are staggered. So there's like maybe a metre in between or something. And then sort of like, but they're closer to the rig, so they're saving a second every time. But then they're breaking their toes to bar.
So I said,
I'm like, it's irrelevant anyway.
Yeah.
I like stuff like that.
And I tried to explain it to the boy, and I'm like, it was actually a skill category, I think, and it was toast bar double unders and something. I was like.
They'll know who
the double unders were far away, so they had to transition. I'm like, yeah, but did they do the toast to bar unbroken? He's like, no. I was like, well, so them being closer actually didn't help them because they had to break and rest anyway. Did they chalk up? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, there's your transition time that you're saying they've gained. It's not. And he's like, he couldn't understand it. And I'm like, hey, it's a metre difference. Like, unless you're doing everything unbroken, that metre difference
doesn't make any difference. No.
We do love organising it.
Sounds like it.
It's like the complex. It's a max snatch. Can I do it from the hang? No, it's a max snatch from the floor. Like if it was hang snatch, you'd say hang snatch.
Yeah, you get a lot of that.
I'm like, what? People are obviously trained, so they know the movements. But you're like.
what, DJ's booked, MC's booked?
Yeah, Zach's there.
Is he actually here this
Yeah,
time? Zach has double booked himself for the last 2 events. I hope you're watching. And I'm like...
To be fair, one was like Marbella.
I don't care.
And then, I know where I'd rather be, Marbella or Newark.
He's committed, yeah.
But so we had Warren come down for the last one in place of Zach. And Zach's back for this one, yeah.
Nice. Myles, I've seen you've done a bit of DJing.
I have, yeah. So here we go. I don't know if you know, but yeah, I did a ski season in the Alps back in the days. I was like, how can I get most mountain time? Because I skied and snowboarded, so I was like, well, I applied as a DJ and got the job. So 6 months DJing in France in the Alps. So I'd snowboard during the day and then DJ at night.
And actually, you got to go out and you probably didn't have a hangover because you didn't, or did you?
No,
if you DJ and you're drinking, not drinking?
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I couldn't
not full
for
full
6
night,
months solid, like, but yeah, because you get a free, because in the nightclub you got a certain amount of free drinks.
Right.
But then if old people would come up and be like, oh, can you play this? Can you play that? I'm like, it's not Radio 1 request, right? So I'd just be like, yeah, I'll play it if you go get me a drink. And some would and some wouldn't. So I just ended up scanning drinks like that. And then I'd like play a remix version of the song or mix it in with something like...
DJ'd on the WOD floor before.
Yeah. I'm a bit out of practice.
Zach wants a little break.
Yeah. Cool. I want to see that
this
time.
Yeah.
Very good. So WOD Powders going to do £100 voucher to the best dressed team.
Best dressed team? We haven't had any fancy dress teams.
Not necessarily fancy dress. I just want to see like team effort. So
you know what?
Names, coordinated colours, matching bucket hats.
Well, we'll get this out
sort of thing.
We'll collab on Instagram soon and get this up. Because to be fair, we have a lot of support from like some of the local gyms, like CrossFit Comet, who are always really good. They always make their own gear.
Yeah, I think there's a heap from Lace Makers.
Lace Makers. Hexus always do it, where they're all branded in the purple and yellow. A lot of gyms do it. 17 do it.
Yeah.
So that'd be good.
I think
some people
will. That, and it's like, how outrageous can you go?
Yeah.
And that's good because then it's up to...
It's not testing fitness, it's just something else. But I think it encourages the good vibes, isn't it? So,
yeah, we'll get a video of something on.
3Ps and a WOD, all dressed in green. We've had that before.
Yeah, that's quite good.
Powerpuff Girls, we have that.
Yeah.
We have some good ones. Yeah, it's a good shout. Yeah, we'll get that.
Powerpuff Girls.
That could mean
something else.
Well, yeah.
DJ.
Jack, can you think of any standout performances from any athletes over the last few Midland Fitness Games?
We've had some good athletes, to be fair, haven't we? We've had CrossFit. We had Evander come.
Do you remember Evander?
Oh yeah, he used to wear the chain in his mouth.
Yeah. So he competed in the first couple.
Disappeared off the face of the earth.
He was a beast, wasn't he?
He was unreal, mate. He's clean and Joe was. I mean, what was that clean we had the last one? Was it one?
Mate, one. It was the winner of, I think, CrossFit Peterborough. Was it not like a 150 clean?
Oh, it's mad. Like, an independent.
Well, that was another one. I remember I had programmed a clean ladder, and we put out the different ladders for the categories, and I was like, "Fucking hell! Well, these weights are mental." I'm like, "Watch them be hit."
Yeah.
And sure enough, they were hit. Yeah. And then it was like, in the remaining time, if you exceeded the ladder, you could add more on.
But
but yes, everyone exceeded the ladder.
Yeah, Evander was class, and then there was to be fair, the OTG team. GTs are always good. Well, that clean.
Shane and Ryan Barrett did it.
Yeah.
It was Ryan's clean, wasn't it?
160.
Right. He did it on the WOD floor, and it went a little bit viral as well. People were loving it. So that was mad.
He's good.
Ryan's,
he's a nice lifter, and he's quiet, isn't he? Like, he's not,
he keeps it up himself.
Yeah.
It's always
no ego, no cockiness.
It's always the things that shouldn't be happening that stand out more. It's like, remember that girl who did the butterfly pull-ups and scaled? She's like 30-odd unbroken butterfly pull-ups.
Yeah.
So you remember?
Did she know how good she was? As in, or did she just...
I think so.
She's a BWL weightlifter as well. And she was scaled, and I was like...
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. So that you remember more that kind of stuff than like good performance.
Yeah. It's like when you get I've only been doing CrossFit like 6 months though. I'm like, you're still not scaled. Right, you can double under and you can muscle up, you're probably not scaled even though you've been doing 6 months.
But I can't lift that heavy.
Yeah.
That's what you get. My gymnastics is class, but I can't lift that.
There's been a heap of like first muscle ups at comps.
Yeah, that's always good.
This is the first bar muscle up at comp, which is cool. I'm trying to think.
Brewing handstand walking, didn't we? That's good to watch athletes actually try that on a comp floor.
And like a lot of people, it's their first comp because it's
because we're like
nice.
I say, because we're no qualifiers. We're local to a lot of boxes as well. A lot of gyms do use it as like your first kind of entry into it. So it's amazing, especially in like the scale categories. You see a lot of like people who are like, you see at the start of the day they're fucking petrified, and you can see it on their faces how like nervous they are. And then by like lunch, they're like so relaxed. We're all sat down chilling. Like they come off the WOD floor, they tell you like how amazing it is and stuff like that. So we love seeing stuff like that, and that's kind of what we look out for the spirit of the games. So we've had some really good teams.
It'd be cool to see a speed ladder with snatch or clean. So it's more how fast you can hit the weights. That'll be quite cool.
I've got something similar warmed up. It's not so much a max lift, but it's speed.
Yeah. I think they're always really good for spectators because they can just quite clearly see. And it's the pressure of, is he going to hit that last lift? And he's got a time to beat. And so they're always good.
Yeah.
I've been to an event before where rather than having it just in your lane, each lane was like a different weight, and you started as like a conga.
I was there, European champs.
Castle Games did that.
They just completely misjudged the timings and had to cancel WODs because they ran 2 hours over.
I remember you saying, So that's the only way I could think of doing it, because there's no way you could have that many bars in the lane.
No, you
could change the weight. 2 people.
Yeah, we've had that before where we've changed. Your team can change the weight.
I think the ladder way you kind of like a tray almost, and you just follow on, and then when you get to the end, you can
tap out from wherever you get to,
or you can just do whatever you want at the end.
That's what they.
So you get to the end and you can just pick your weight. So if you've hit your 130 snatches, then over to you. You get one attempt.
That's what they.
See what you've got.
That's cool.
It's logistically for you
because if you think
it's not stressing me now. If you think there's an EMOM and there's like 8 bars, that's 8 minutes per person to go through the ladder.
Well, that's what they did at. Do you remember that little local CrossFit LN comp that Holly did?
Yeah,
they did clean and jerk, didn't they?
Yeah,
and it was a lift every, I want to say 30 seconds. And it just kept going.
Yeah.
But how many teams you got?
Exactly.
Because you got 4 people in a team.
But as this person's going, this next person's on. So you're doing 8 at a time, in theory. You know what I mean? It's not like you're waiting for the person to go over to the end and then the next one goes.
And you could technically have 2 rows of it.
Yeah, you could have 2 rows. Yeah.
Because our rigs either side.
Yeah.
You could have 2 rows of it. I'll look into.
Cool. You'll have to persuade me because that was the downfall of European champs and the collab of them.
Okay. I'll get my pen and pencil.
Bankrupt and steal everyone's money. And I disappeared.
I'm leaving that in there.
Yeah, good.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? Like,
it's bad, mate. It's bad. It's
enough said.
I don't even know how you get into that position, but they've obviously been up more than you, and it's great that they've tried to go bigger and bigger and bigger. I get that, but there's got to be a limit where you can stretch out.
We're way out of our depth. Yeah. What's the risk? Have we got something planned for when it goes wrong?
Because that was when the tickets were, because they did it at the Motor Point, didn't they?
Yeah.
And tickets were like 60 quid for the weekend. I was like, I'm not going to drive to.
Having potential TMAs and judges didn't get paid, judges didn't get food.
Yeah, media team didn't get paid.
Yeah. Were you there?
No, I just read about it all.
Oh, right,
it was everywhere. But this is the other thing, like, I don't know. I mean, we pay all our people, like, as soon as they ask, they get paid, or even if it's before. Like, I don't know how you have the bollocks to, like, not. Because they obviously saw it coming as well, because they knew they didn't have the sign-ups. So they saw it coming.
Yeah.
To then, like, still go ahead. It don't quite sit right with me.
Didn't pay the athletes, then sold it, then the other people then
have to take on that. Yeah.
But then they then sold tickets, didn't run the event, and then disappeared. So they did the south event, not the north, and they were asking people, you don't need to do the qualifiers. So they were DMing people, you don't need to do the qualifiers, just sign up.
Basically just pay us.
So
we can pay
Shane, for example, signed up, him and his missus, I don't know, 80 quid each, and then they cancelled the north event, which they were going to. And they're like, qualify straight for London, cancel the London event and disappear off social media. So that was the other owners. So, it's metal. Like,
we would never do. Not too.
This podcast episode is sponsored by Prep Kitchen. Prep Kitchen are a meal prep company delivering high protein, super tasty, convenient meals. My favourite at the moment, the buffalo chicken mac and cheese. Unbelievable. Macros, 45 grams of protein, 506 calories. Can't go wrong. Head over to Prep Kitchen to get yours today.
Yeah.
Plans for Midland Fitness Games next year? As in, where do you want it to grow to?
So we've got April booked in
We do.
already. And that'll be our 10th. They know it's going to be, but it'll be same-sex 3. It seems which is always very popular. It's a bit more logistically hard to sort out because obviously you've got 2 categories and everything. More prizes, more whatever it might be. But yeah, I mean, we're a bit limited on space. That's the main thing we've got, and we have looked at other venues, and we've looked at other venues on the showground where we're at, and there is like bigger venues, but the cost, like again, 2-3 times the amount of our unit. We don't want to put up ticket sales, like double ticket money, just for the sake of having a bigger building and being able to have a little bit, because you won't be able to fit any more workouts in. You might be able to do a little bit more with a WOD floor or whatever it might be. So I think we'll still stay in the same building, and we'll just keep being creative with the WODs. We want to try and get more and more like good brands in, like really well-known brands as well. Like we've had Yeti sponsors a few times this time. Potentially got a Red Bull coming back again. So yeah, we want to carry on working with like cool brands like yourself as well, like established brands in the space. And if we can just keep doing that and just keep being like quality rather than just
I think if what you're doing is working and the feedback you're getting is still good, you're still getting the people sign up, you don't need to change.
We've spoke about like we did do a 2-dayer, didn't we, once?
We did
with pairs.
Pairs is hard.
Income's not as much, so people don't think about that, and like everyone's like, oh, let's do an individual comp. Like, don't make any fucking money. Like,
without hiking up a price.
Yeah, you've got to think about it from a financial point of view. We're not going to lose money and do it. So we did doubles, but we did over 2 days. It was really good, but it was knackering.
Yeah.
And then we've thought about growing the comp and making it bigger, but then I work full time. You've got the gym.
Yeah.
Like, it can go bigger, but it will require like a lot more time invested in it. And I think right now we're probably not at that point to do it.
The gamble is always how many tickets are you going to sell? You can never guarantee you're going to sell 60 tickets to cover the cost of the venue, and then obviously you've got like
to break even like 60 tickets.
So like you can never guarantee you're going to sell that. As much as people be like, I'm going to sign up, and that's why people do qualifiers, because then they make an X amount of qualifiers, and then they can
they've got that.
They know
and
that
they've got an indication that many people sign up for qualifiers.
I mean, a lot of the time you have the qualifiers and then there's not enough people sign up for the qualifier, so they all qualify anyway. So they've all paid 15 quid for a qualifier, and then they all pay another.
And you look at the leaderboard, and like 30 people haven't done the qualifiers, but they've obviously still paid their entry fee, so it's free money. But
Myles, I've got to ask, how did it feel getting choke slammed by
every
single time?
Wow.
Missed the table.
How did he miss the table? I had nothing to do with that. The funniest thing. So he obviously, for people that potentially don't know, he did a bit of WWE before he was strongman. And I find he brings that persona into strongman, which no one really ever has done. You know, like the overreaction, celebrating, or like calling out the crowd. And like obviously his tattoos of his T-Rex claws in his hand. So he was just cutting about the vendor village at Rogue Invitational, and I was like, "All right, mate, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. Well done. Like, fancy choke slam me through a table." I was like, what? I was like, yeah, like you were in WWE, and he obviously was a bit surprised I knew that, or sort of thing. So he was like, "Have you got a table?" And I was like, "Well,
did you already arrange this with Cal?"
Well, he had his table there, and I was like, "Mate, he's keen." Well, and Carl's like, "Yeah, you can have my table," and it was one of those like plastic fold-out tables. So I was like, "Sure." Anyway, then when M. Singleton was like, "Yeah, all right, do you want powerbombed or chokeslam?" I'm like, "I'm not getting powerbombed."
No, oh my god, as if he even asked for a concrete floor. What a nutter!
Sorry, I was like, So I was like, then the adrenaline starts going. I'm like, and then people had gathered around because they could hear us chatting. So people were like, and then some, like, I think my brother or mate whips out their phone, and I'm like, I've committed to this. And if I commit to something, I'm in. Right?
Luckily, he was branded as well.
I was going to say, you had an FJ on it.
So I was like, this is good time. And then Carl was like, well, it's free advertisement forever.
In front of his...
Yeah. So I was like, let's do it. So the funny thing is, he'd obviously just done out on the floor earlier on that weekend, I don't know, heavy dumbbell, shoulder to overhead. He's like, when I put my hand around your neck. You're going to have to push down on my shoulder to help me lift you up. I'm like, mate, I'm 74 kilos. I don't think you need any help lifting me up. So he goes, no, you will. So I did it. And honestly, I don't know if you see how high my feet go, but because I pushed into his shoulder and he just threw me up, my feet were like way too high.
Yeah, and that's what.
And then he missed the table. Semi. So
well, it kind of got. I mean, the table fell down, didn't it?
Yeah, it did break.
So. But it was great though, because obviously you tagged him in it and collaborated with the MFG page, and then he just went mad, didn't it?
But I was like, what opportunity am I going to get to see like a semi WWE wrestler? And I used to watch WWE back in the day when I was a kid, and my brother still watches. So the fact was, we had watched it. We stayed at my brother's that night in Aberdeen, and we'd watched some. And I was like, saw him there, and I was like, this opportunity might never come up again. And I'm always like, seize the opportunity.
I love how you see an opportunity to just nail yourself through a table. It's like most people just think,
when he sent me the video, I was like, fucking hell.
And it's one of those things, I was like,
I know you've got a glass back as well.
I do. So I try to sell it like a WWE wrestler, and I'm like,
that was just reality.
But it was a wee bit of reality. You know when you hurt yourself, like a dead
you have to act cool.
Yeah, you have to walk off,
cheers, pal,
and then it kicks in later and stiffens up. Yeah, the drive back, the 7.5 hour drive back the next day was not pleasurable,
not great.
but hey, it was worth it. Yeah.
If you ever see him again, you've just got to say, right, now it's my turn.
Well, this is like that, or I'm going back in November to end of October, November. I'm like, how can I do this now?
Round 2.
Yeah, what else can you do?
What else will I do? Yeah,
because I'm sure Edmonton Milton, you're getting choked onto a table and you're doing it.
Suplex.
Power bomb.
Double power bomb.
He's Norway. He's big.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But no,
it was class.
I just thought seize the opportunity, and then we're going to get this again. Yeah.
This podcast episode is sponsored by WOD Powders. WOD Powders are a functional fitness nutrition brand. Their focus and productivity powder is a nootropic blend. It's called Optimal State, available in 2 flavors. It's designed to improve focus, improve concentration. It has research-backed ingredients, and it's a caffeine-free formula. Head over to wodpowders.co.uk to get yours today. And Jack, you've done a 250k ultra recently?
Yeah, that was last year. In fact, it's coming up to a year now.
So was that, how many days is that over?
So it was 5 days, 250k, 7,000.
Well, the reason why I ask is because I did a 55k one day, and it was the worst thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
So then when I saw you did 250, I was like, that's got to be a team.
Well, the ridiculous thing was as well, I'd not really, I'd been running a fair bit, but I'd not even done a single day ultra for it. It was for an amazing cause. It was for Big Moose charity. And basically there was 40 of us going to Wales in Pembrokeshire.
Right.
So it was like hilly as hell. 7,000 metres of elevation across the 5 days, which is like...
That's a lot.
So
mine was 1,300 over one day.
And actually...
So yeah, that's ridiculous.
I did. I broke my leg on the 3rd day and carried on. So I had a crack in my shin, both feet ballooned or filled with blood.
Swollen, yeah.
It was horrendous. Like the worst pain I've ever been in my life. And that was at the end of day 3. And then had a day 4 was 60 something K, and then day 5 was like 45k to finish with. And then literally as soon as we got back, it was like straight to A&E. Get it sorted out. But we raised like over 80 grand for Big Moose, which was like amazing. And like some of the guys there were like so inspirational. Like probably one of the best things I've ever done.
On the last day, did you cry when you were finishing?
I mean, I cried quite a lot during the week. And
not from pain, like, when I finished, I don't know why, but I had a tear coming out of my eye.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, I'm just so happy I've done that.
Yeah.
I was like, it was like a mile left. I was like, I'm actually going to do this.
To be fair, the whole week was like super emotional. Because obviously the charity as well is a mental health charity. We had the guys who run it, Chloe and Jeff, are incredible people. And then Lewis, who organises it for It's Why We Run. So they've all dealt with it, and they had like guest speakers each night. So when people were struggling, you'd then have like a guest speaker come and talk about their experiences, which was like emotional anyway. You'd be in a camp of 50 people. You all stayed together on this camp, and each route was like different from the same spot each day. But then you start to learn about people's stories, how they've struggled, that's why they're here, or why they're here, and all these different stories. So as you get to know people throughout the week, and then you spend more time with people, that becomes more emotional. And then I remember, was it day 3 when I knew I was like in some shit? Yeah, in big trouble. I remember just having like a little bit of a breakdown. And I'm normally pretty like level-headed. I thought, fuck out, I don't think I can do this. And then I remember the missus rang me. She was staying in like a village nearby. She was like, I can drive to come meet you if you want to know. Come a bit away. And I just like cried when I saw her, cried when I got back to the camp. And this is in front of like 50 people. Like, I barely cry at home. So in front of this many strangers as well, really. You've only known them a couple of days. But it was a hell of an experience.
And because you're seeing the same people every day, it's more motivation to then keep running the next day.
Oh yeah, because you're
chatting to them.
So there's another guy. There's a lad called Jed who we got on super well, but and he was an unbelievable ultra winner. But he did something to his leg after day 1. Turns out he broke his leg as well. He had a break in his leg, and they just kept strapping it up, and he kept going out on his poles, running. So I spent a bit of time with him towards the end of the week. And like it's mad what people can actually like. If you was obviously doing that on your own, there's no way in hell you would carry on. But you're surrounded by people who were pushing each other, like there for each other. Every time you'd come into a checkpoint, everyone would kind of like gather around each other. But yeah, I remember like the 4th day I was out for like 11 hours on a broken leg. It was just like it was just a slog. So when it finished, mate, it was like proper emotional.
Yeah,
like not been quite the same since.
Have you run a long distance since? Anything sort of no.
No, the longest I would have run is probably like 20 odd K.
I'd like to just, in fact, it's funny you say that. I have been recently looking up what was next. So I'm going to do a 100K ultra, like just a single day.
In one day.
In a one, and then just
see how that goes. But yeah, it's weird. They test you, don't they? Like, you imagine in that 50, like, your body just starts to break down. But it's surprising how much your mind can. Like, you hear all these cheesy stories about your mind being able to control your body. It's so true.
Ultra running for me is, for most people, it's probably more of a mental thing than a physical thing.
Yes.
Because like you can just keep moving, you can put one foot in front of the other, you can keep going. So that's why I was quite confident when I was going to do mine, because I think mentally I'm quite resilient.
Yeah,
I think I'm resilient. So when I got halfway, loads of people were dropping off. And I was like, well, I'm in bits, but
you're actually going. Well, this is the thing as well. There's this big argument. Like, is it harder to run a fast 10K or marathon, or do like a 100K?
100K.
I personally, this is gonna piss a lot of people off. I personally think running faster is harder.
I think
like a fast marathon or a fast. I think that's harder to train for. I think ultra running you can train for like fairly. I'm not going to say easy, but like you can just kind of slowly build. And so when you're training like for something fast and you're doing like tempo, like when I got my PB like half and marathon, the training was intense for like 10 weeks. Whereas for the ultra, it was like a slow build. You can go out on like a 40K training run, but you can stop 3 or 4 times, take on some food, nice and chill, podcasting.
And your heart rate's gone through the roof. You've got another 20K. You can be absolutely fucked. Like,
mate, the last 10K of my marathon was like disgusting. Like, I thought I was fucking dying. It was horrible. I thought like ultra as well. I guess that was a bit more extreme in a way. But like single day ultras, I think a lot of people could do them without them actually knowing. Like,
cool. So goals. Jack's gonna do a 100K ultra.
Yep.
And Myles is gonna choke slam Evan Singleton through a table rogue.
Yeah, cool. Do that.
And you went your road jumper, so it's fate.
It's got to be done. I don't know what brand I'll wear when I'm out.
Anything else you want to mention about Midland Fitness Games? I mean, this will be out just before.
So. Just come and enjoy it, and then keep a lookout for April tickets as well.
Yeah,
because obviously by the time this comes out, you can't sign up. But April will be same-sex threes, and it'll get bigger and better.
And hopefully,
it's good.
What are we going to put in? What are we going to?
April.
You say
the mountain bike.
Oh yeah,
trail bike.
Trail mountain bike.
We need a bike sponsor then.
Well, no, I did look at hiring. There is companies that do hire like 20 bikes and stuff, and they bring a mechanic as well.
Right,
so that it can be done. It is doable. It's just whether show around allow it. We've got plenty of time.
Yeah, we've got time.
Easy.
Yeah.
Cool. Myles, you've got some workouts to put together now.
I do indeed.
You've got 4 weeks.
5 weeks, is it?
5 weeks.
Yeah. Last time
for
last time he usually does the scorecard, but he was moaning at me that I didn't have these workouts done. So
What?
I did the workouts and the scorecards and sent him and said, there you go.
Yeah, but I still have to reformat them all.
Just to have his input.
I can't do all my admin and stuff until he's got the workouts. Because I have to put them on Team Maritas. I need to make the scorecards, send them to the printers, copy them, make sure there's no mistakes and stuff.
So I saved him a job and did the scorecards. That's what we do.
Cool. Socials, Midland Fitness Games, on Instagram.
Yeah, Facebook,
Both your personal Instagrams will put on.
Jack Simo,
at Miley86.
Nice. If you want to go see the chokeslam video.
That's it. Still on there.
That's actually linked to the MFG page. So
I actually don't post that much on my personal account. I'm not super social media.
I don't think anyone really cares what I'm up to anyway, but
yeah, some stuff goes. I fixed in Jamaica again. I got crowned.
Did you?
Yeah, got the email last week from CrossFit.
national
Champ again.
Yeah. Second time.
There you go.
There we go. I might get that one.
Love that. Is that in your bio?
It is now.
It's going to be 2 crowns and then a
I ain't
Jamaica
got anything
flag.
like that.
Yeah, I could put me up to it.
Yeah. Oh, we did battle counts. You did 400 miles. I did 400 bar muscle.
I did 450 actually.
Oh, sorry, I did
450. Yeah.
Sorry, how many bar muscle-ups?
450.
What was it?
It's 450. I did 450. We
in 4 hours, something like that.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I did it as an EMOM, and then had I think I worked out if I did 5 every minute, then had a 5-minute rest, then did 5 every minute worked out. I could score.
I didn't find
it was years ago.
That's true. Yeah, it was
What were your hands like?
To be fair, I'm pretty good at not ripping, but I did tear, but they weren't as bad as
Some
I thought
people
they might be.
Were other people doing it?
No,
It's just
me.
you,
Oh, right.
Yeah, he was out on the bike.
So I did 450 kilometers in 2 days. Well, it's actually less than 2 days. That was the original goal, and he was like, "Oh, I want to do something as well." So then he was like, "Oh,
Do 4 you fit move you
good
good.
gymnastics."
Yeah,
on,
so I was
yeah.
like,
And we were going to do battle cancer anyway. I've been speaking to Scott. That was probably the first year we did MFG, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so we did a bit of a fundraiser. As I finished my last bike in, because what I did, I split it up and people came with me on different routes. And then the last day, we had some guys from the gym come with me and do the last 50k or whatever. And then when we finished, Myles was nearly finished too. It's 450. And we raised over £2,000 for that. Didn't we?
Yeah, we did well on that.
Yeah.
And then
because that contributed to
your score at the comp, and I think
It did, yeah. So one of the WODs was how much you can raise. And we were
I think
we finished second overall in the
second
comp as well.
yeah.
Very good.
That's
Just very first.
Yeah, maybe we make 45 to go to the bar. On that note.
You think? I'll try it out in the gym and see.
Do 45,
See
do
what you
50,
get.
do 60.
Yeah.
And let me know.
Because there is some people that can do 45. I just looked at our gym box mate leaderboard for Twisted Bar, and there's quite a few that can do 40 to 50.
Okay. Do some testing. I want it to be achievable, but just out of that hard, yeah. Cool. Right. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Cheers, dude.
Thanks for having us.
No worries. I hope you enjoyed that episode, and a huge thank you for listening. Make sure you're following the pod on Instagram. The podcast is sponsored by WOD Powders. That's at WOD Powders on Instagram. Please show some support to the pod by either sharing this episode with a mate or buying some supplements from wodpowders.co.uk. See you guys next week.